President Zelensky's chief of staff, Andriy Yermak, as part of a major corruption investigation involving the state nuclear power company. Yermak is a powerful figure in Ukraine and is also a key participant in peace talks with the United States. Meanwhile, Chief of Staff Andriy Yermak says that he is fully cooperating with the investigators searching his home. The National Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine and the Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office are Ukrainian anti-corruption watchdogs, and they are behind a major investigation into a $100 million energy sector corruption scandal involving top Ukrainian officials. 8 suspects have been charged in what is amounting to the most extensive corruption investigation since the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion in early 2022. The investigation by the Anti-Corruption Bureau alleges that the ringleader and mastermind of the corruption scheme is businessman Timur Mendik, a former business partner of Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. And now joining us live on this bulletin into the discussion is Gilbert Doctorow, who's a Russia affairs expert, joining us live from Brussels. Extend you a very warm welcome, Mr. Doctorow, once again on NewsX World. How do you think the investigation is going to proceed against Yermak? He says he's cooperating, but also take us through some of the charges against him and the proceedings that are likely to follow.
Well, let us not be naive. The investigation of Yermak is a very political act, and we can be almost certain that it is enabled by the Trump administration. It is the Americans who saved that very body, the anti-corruption body, from being gutted by Mr. Zelenskyy. Yes, there were popular demonstrations against it, and yes, Mr. Zelenskyy had back away. And there were calls in the past week for investigation of Yermak in the Ukrainian parliament, the Verkhovna Rada. But behind it all is the United States. And as I said, they gave support to protect that body, and it is very convenient that Yermak is now being investigated, and we can be certain that he will be nailed. And if he is nailed, then Zelenskyy goes with him. So I think that the tenure of Mr. Zelenskyy and his whole bunch around him, tenure in office, is a matter of days now, not months.
Now, the scandal has also taken down 2 of Zelensky's ministers and also embroiled a former business associate of his. Do you think it's really going to weaken Zelensky's cause?
It won't weaken it, it destroys him. I don't believe he'll be in office because there was such a loud cry over the corruption scandal when these 2 ministers were relieved of their duties for skimming this $100 million in the energy sector. And that is nothing, that is child's play compared to what they are now going to find as they proceed to investigate Yermak.
All right, Mr. Doctorow, I request you to stay on with us as we move on to our next story. Now, viewers, the Kremlin has said that Russia still wants to move toward a peace process in Ukraine, even though it continues to view President Zelenskyy as illegitimate. Moscow also confirmed that the United States has now provided the key details of its refined peace plan, agreed in consultations with Ukraine and Geneva. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov says that those details will be discussed in Moscow next week, and President Putin has previously suggested the updated American plan could form a basis for negotiations. But on the ground, the fighting is still continuing. Ukraine's military says that it carried out a series of overnight strikes, including an attack on Russia's Saratov oil refinery, part of what Kyiv calls efforts to reduce Russia's military economic capacity. Ukrainian forces also reported hitting a drone storage site at the Saki airfield and several other military facilities. And let's bring back Mr. Doctorow into the discussion. Mr. Doctorow, we've been discussing time and again, almost on a daily basis, how what Russia says and does are completely contradictory, and there seems to be a paradox in speech and action. What's your opinion?
Well, I think that the big player today is not in Moscow. It is certainly not in Geneva. It is in Washington, D.C. And I think all of us, myself included, have vastly underestimated the ability of the duplicity of Mr. Trump and his ability to operate in a very hostile environment, both at home and abroad, to disrupt entirely the expectations of Mr. Zelenskyy and his backers in Europe. They are bringing down Mr. Zelenskyy, and that was unforeseeable. The efforts in Geneva with Mr. Yermak representing Ukraine, that was all play acting. It was when Mr. Trump said on the airplane, I was going down to Miami for the weekend of Thanksgiving, that the end is in sight. The Russians will take all of Donetsk in a matter of weeks or months. Ukraine will lose 50,000 dead over a pointless continuation of the war. That tells you where Mr. Trump really stands. And then you hear about this investigation into Yermak. It is clear as day. We are witnessing the last days of this war. And very likely there'll be, when Mr. Zelenskyy is removed, there'll be a Ukrainian capitulation.
All right, stay on with us.